Hi
Hey
guys, welcome back to Watchmen 97. So yeah, just wanted to do another video, sort of a off the cuff one. Just some like thoughts I was having. And obviously Joe's in the video now. He was entertaining Jim last time, and I sort of had my own sort of Holy Spirit thing about that, weren't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
But we can definitely get involved with this one. It's about the signs, the mega signs, and there's them really big mega signs. There's different categories. I'd say little nuggets, massive signs, and then mega signs. And the mega signs are something like the third temple about to be built with the red heifers, especially. I'd say another mega sign is the Revelation 12 sign, and then I'd say another mega sign is the fig tree generation. What would you say is another mega sign?
I know you've listed most of them off, mate. Obviously Israel becoming, but that's in the past.
Fig tree, that's the fig tree generation one, isn't it? Yeah.
In the 46 or returning to land.
Yeah. There's definitely a couple more.
46, 48, 40. I know it's in the 40 something. And we looked up the death count on what was it, that epidemic? Was it Spanish flu?
Yeah. Oh, you looked that up in the end, did you?
Yeah.
How many was it?
Between 20 and 50 million people.
Really? I was saying 12.
Yeah, so
wow.
But it's a huge margin of error. 20 to 50 million people. That's I don't know why they couldn't be more accurate. But
there's a million that's just happened for coronavirus about a couple of weeks ago. It passed the million mark, and we know most of them are fabricated. Spanish flu weren't no fabrication.
And my stance on that whole thing is
yeah, I think a lot of Christians think it's there's something wrong.
It's a big smoke and mirrors thing going on, people.
There's definitely something not quite right about it.
Oh,
we can all agree to that, definitely, for certain. So, just want to quickly say, isn't it, 7.0 magnitude earthquake just went off between Greece and Turkey in the coast, off the coast of Turkey pretty much. There's tsunamis, like mini tsunamis, and obviously loads of infrastructure damaged from it. That just happened, didn't it? Just a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, about 2 hours ago. Yeah, and the tsunami coming in. There's been some footage of the destruction being left behind. It's definitely have to keep that part of the world, add them to the prayer list, keep them in
just as Erdogan, the president of Turkey, just sort of had some strong words to Emmanuel Macron. There was more beheadings, weren't there? It's just happening a lot in France now. He even said, didn't he, Macron, France is under attack. So we'll have to look at that closely as well. But what I wanted to get into today is the mega signs. A lot of people, I would say 90% plus of Christians would probably put the fig tree generation as the biggest sign. I put the Revelation 12 sign as the biggest sign. And a lot of people would say, the fig tree, impossible. That's the biggest one. But here's why. With the fig tree, I have doubts. With it, I do. And they're only little doubts. I'd say I'm 95% certain with it, right? So there's that 5% of margin. But we'll have to come to the realisation, I don't think this specific scenario will play out and will happen. We have to come to the realisation, if 2029 just springs along and happens, then all the biblical scholars got it wrong. That's a fact. They got it wrong. If we're in 2029, say, because 2028 is the last cut-off point. But I'm sure that they're right. I'm sure that this is the end time. If it said it plain as clear in one verse, said, and Jesus Christ said he will not come back until Israel has made a nation. Let me tell you that a generation shall not pass until I come back. If it said that in one verse, there is no way. I actually would be mind blown if it got to 2029. But it doesn't. You've got a cross-reference with loads of different ones.
Well, that's not very... that's clutching at straws then, isn't it? You're trying to get the text to suit your preference.
But this is what biblical scholars are saying. They're saying a fig tree as well means Israel, because it has in previous parables and stuff.
Yeah.
This is what I mean, where the doubt is there, because like you say, clutching at straws. But a lot of biblical scholars truly believe this, and obviously most of the Christian community. But that's what I'm saying. If 2029 passes, they got it wrong. This is what I'm saying. They got it wrong in their interpretation. So, you know, my point is today, excuse me, my point is that isn't the biggest sign, and here's why. The biggest sign is the Revelation 12 sign.
Yeah.
Because it's in the book of Revelation, guys. That is end times. And it says those words, doesn't it? At the beginning, the very beginning of the verse. It's actually Revelation 12, verse 1 and 2. There will be a great sign in the sun. But it's that word, great. There's lots of verses that says there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Signs, just signs. This says there will be a great sign. So this is vitally important. And you just look at the world in what we are in today. You just look around you. You look at all the prophecies, the pages of the Bible coming out of it, coming out of the book, right? It's happening. Prophecy is being fulfilled left, right, and centre. And you look at those times that you're in right now, and you're like, wow, there's no two ways about it. We are in the end times. It's that Revelation 12 sign. That's the most important one, that is, because that tells us, that's basically God telling us, hey, you lot, you're in the right time. You're the last generation, and I'm giving you a little heads up with this great sign. So that's why I think the fig tree generation, these biblical scholars have got it right, and I do think it's got legs, and I hope it is. I hope to see Christ in the next 8 years. Of course, we all do. But that's why I think that they're right.
Mate.
Yeah. And that's why I think, you know, because of that Revelation 12 sign, if that wasn't about, I wouldn't be paying too much attention to this fig tree generation. I'd be like, well, let's see. I'll certainly be looking out for it, but let's see. And but because of the Revelation 12 sign, that just tells us the time period we are in, because it's that book. It's not something that's prophecy from Matthew, or it's in the very last book, which means some of those other verses have to start coming off of that page, like the seal judgments and like the trumpet. You know, we're not too far away. That the tribulation. That's why everybody knows that tribulation is incoming. It's very, very soon. In fact, from the fig tree generation, it has to start by May 14th, 2021, in a matter of 7 months or 6 months. It has to start. That's the last cut-off point where it has to start. It can start before, it could start tomorrow, but yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah, see you next time, guys. God
God
bless.
bless.